Hello everyone, today we're gonna learn how to divide the circle into 30 and 60 equal parts. Let's start with our circle. I'm using a 5 centimeters radius here, but you can use any radius you prefer. Next thing, I'm drawing the horizontal line. You can eyeball it, you can measure the distance from the border of the paper, whatever you prefer. Just make sure it passes through the center of the circle. Now I'm grabbing my compass back again using the initial radius, and I'm making these two marks, pointing my compass on the right intersection and then on the left intersection. And then I'm using those intersections to make two marks over the circle and two marks below the circle. And now when I'm aligning my ruler to those intersections, at those two intersections, I'm able to draw the vertical line. Again, make sure it passes through the center of the circle. I'm also aligning my ruler to these two intersections and making a mark on the horizontal line. And now I'm aligning that point to the bottom intersection with the vertical line. Grabbing my compass back again, this time pointing it on this point and measuring the distance until the center point and making a mark on the line, as well as opening my compass to that point and making two marks on the circumference. And now measuring that distance, which is 1/5 of my circumference, and making other intersection on the circle. If your intersection don't match, go back to it and change the radius just a little bit to make it fit. Now it matches. Okay, good. So going back to this point now, making another one and checking if it matches with this point on top. Now let's go back to our initial radius, and this time I'm making a mark here and here as well. The distance between the 1/5 and 1/6, which is this one, this is my 1 out of 15. So this is my 15-fold division. Now what I'm doing is just using that radius to make more marks on the circumference. You can definitely delete the previous, those that you don't need, so that you don't get confused. As well as you can see, I'm going back and forth a couple of times just to make sure I have the perfect division here, because 1/15 is a really tricky one. And even the slightest of mistakes can bring to a non-matching of the division. So when I'm here, I want my compass to touch the upper intersection between the vertical line and the circle, like this. Okay, so if it matches, it means my division is correct. If it doesn't, then it means that I need to go back. And now I'm ready to divide my circle into 15. I'm using bold lines so you can see them clearly. Whatever else line you find that is not bold here, it is not a 15-fold division. So for example, the horizontal line, it's not. Also make sure to use the right intersection, not the ones that we use at the beginning to find the 15 intersections. Now that my 15 divisions are ready, let's see how to divide the circle into 30, because 30 is 2 times 15. So before doing that, I want to show you the logic, the geometry behind it. So if you remember at the beginning, we used the 5-fold division. And this is why I'm drawing a pentagon here. And then we also use the 6-fold division, right? So I'm gonna draw the hexagon here, and I'm missing 2 intersections. So I'm using the same initial radius and making these 2 marks. And now I have my hexagon as well. So if you look at it, the distance between the divisions of a 5-fold and a 6-fold, for example, this one is 24 degrees. Okay, so this is 1/15th. But this one is 12 degrees. So the distance between these two angles is 12 degrees, which is 1/30th. And now I'm using this measure this distance and making my marks on the circumference. You could also just extend the 15 lines you have on the other side, because we stopped at the center of the circle. But indeed, if you extend the lines, you would naturally divide the circle into 30 equal parts. But I just wanted to show you the geometry, the logic behind it as well. So now I'm doing just that. I'm extending the lines and using the intersections I had to divide the circle into 30 equal parts. In the end, I'm also going to show you how to divide the circle into 60 equal parts. And okay, here you go. Okay, so this is a 30 equal divisions of a circle. But if you look here, the distance between the horizontal line and one of the 30 divisions, it's 6 degrees, which is a 60-fold division. So again, I'm just using my compass, measuring the distance and making my marks on the circumference. And next, I'll be connecting opposite points to one another, always making sure to pass through the center with my lines. You might lose your compass, your compass might loosen up a little bit. So if that happens, as it happened to me, just make sure to go back to your division and measure it again. So now I'm drawing my lines. I'm stopping a couple of millimeters before and after the center. This is not mandatory. I'm just using it because it's too crowded already. And the hole in the middle might become bigger and bigger, as well as messy. If you use your focus and don't understand where you're at, just make sure to go back to your center of the circle. This is it. Make sure to subscribe if you like content like this. Bye.